Jonathan McGee, a graduate. He got his undergrad from Western Illinois University, his master's from Georgetown University, and his MBA from Loyola. Got a lot of degrees, brother. Listen, I want to ask you
George
here.
Washington, too.
Gotcha. Well, look, you've been following this closely. You heard today's ruling. I mean, how does this decision personally affect you?
Well, as someone, Alex, with significant student loan debt, over $150,000 in student loan debt, I was looking for this lifeline, quite frankly. I work every day, but, with the economic conditions, with inflation, it was something that I looked forward to. I've worked in the public sector. I've tried to get the public service loan forgiveness, and quite frankly, higher education is just too expensive. And so, it's a bill that I've considered now a bill for life, and that shouldn't be the case.
Well, and look, I mean, this also comes on the heels of that affirmative action decision. I'm curious, I mean, do you think that race played a role in your admission as an undergrad or as you were working towards your MBA?
Alex, I've gone to 3 predominantly white institutions, and most of them had small populations of students of color, especially Black people. So I'd be crazy not to think that it played a factor. And in many cases, those obstacles would have been there if we didn't have an affirmative action policy in place. This is devastating. I got a little brother, I got a little sister, who all want to go to college and be in college. And, we know that education is the key economic driver for opportunity. And so, my mom's an educator. We all love higher education in college. And it's unfortunate that it's not only cost prohibitive, but now race can play a role in whether you'll be admitted into a university of your choice.
Switching gears back to the student loan relief, what's your payment strategy going forward to pay off this debt?
That's a great question, Alex. I think for me, of course, trying to budget and figure out how to implement this new bill because we've been having relief for the last 2 years. Thinking about investment strategies, I've started to think about ways that I can put money in the stock market and 401ks and high interest accounts and maybe try to use that interest to bring it down. But the fact of the matter is Alex, when you owe as much as I do, the interest alone is just going to continue to keep you in debt, right? And, that impacts whether I can buy a house, whether I can buy a car. And again, it feels like, this burden that is very hard to get rid of, no matter how much money you make, right? So, that's my strategy. I don't know how great it is, but, of course, also looking at my employer and trying to figure out if there's any options there.
Yeah. Well, and Jonathan, I mean, you highlighted this earlier. I mean, you come from a family of educators. I mean, you've got siblings. But, I mean, how important is education to you? And, I mean, do you think the education's worth the cost?
The education is very valuable. It's the reason why I've seen the success that I've seen today. We know as Black people in America, you already have significant barriers. And education is the way to break those barriers. And for me, it's very tough to see an environment where, I could be successful economically, socially, and professionally if I did not get a chance to go to Loyola and get my MBA in business, if I didn't get a chance to go to Washington and get my degree at George Washington. And quite frankly, I found my passion at Western Illinois University 4 hours outside of Chicago. So it played a huge role in my success. And it's unfortunate that other young men of color like me are going to have to face additional barriers as a result of this ruling. It's unfortunate. It's devastating. And I think we need an act of Congress, quite frankly.
Well, Jonathan, I appreciate you taking time to share your experience with us today.
Thank you so much, Alex.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.